then the next one is the first square. You know, we have these four main parts, points, the new moon, the full moon, and the two squares, and then we had the middle parts. So the previous one was one of the kind of middle parts. This one is the first square. A lot of tension always with the square. This is half lit, half not lit, but it's getting more and more lit, the moon. The plant is already out, already started to grow. It's still very small. This is our kind of analogy to the 20s, where we are out there in the world now. We can act for ourselves, but we are still quite inexperienced. And we would eventually face a lot of opposition now, in the terms of having to, this is really the crisis of action. This square is called the crisis of action. It is a crisis point. The other square will be another crisis, but crisis of thinking, of understanding, of consciousness. Here it's I'm going out and I need to do things. I need to finish university. I need to find a job and survive. I need to learn who are those people around me, who are my friends, who are not my friends. Here, this type tends to be very suspicious about other people, and to always looks around and thinks like somebody wants to prevent them from doing their thing, from fighting battles of any sort. Here is really where the battlefield is, and so we want to change something. Again, because like the previous one, we see that something new is going on, but others don't want to listen. But now we have a bit more power. We can really fight that battle and really do. So there are many people here in this phase which are, trying to join some causes, and they fight for the rights of this and the rights of that. They have this inner conviction that they have to do that. Gabi, was it you that had this phase? No. One of you had it.
Yeah, I have it.
You have it. Okay, that's why you started making notes, like a real Gemini. But then maybe, you see, there is here, this is the expression of your square between your moon and the sun. Yeah, that thing that I was talking about earlier, that she is born with square of moon and sun. It's a first square, first half square. It's the action. So by doing this or not doing something, you either win or lose. And here in this type, it's the winner or loser mentality can, they say these people are born to win it, to win something this time around. As the karmic part, that thing of the past which we need to, why we were born this way, they say is because in the past you had a situation of some sort where there was a very difficult choice involved, like a life or death kind of choice. Very difficult. For example, you had to risk, in order to support a principle, you had to risk your job, which you only survived on that job. Or something a lot more serious could be. For example, if they ask a group of people, would you give your life for your child if you have to? Everybody will say yes, without even thinking. But how many of these people will ever be in this situation, that they really have to do something? They really are in such a very, very difficult situation. Only 1 in 100, maybe. And then out of those that are in this situation, there is sometimes a case where you don't make the choice that you had to. You either played it passive or you did too much. Yeah? So it is presumed that you had a certain situation of that sort somewhere. Not you personally, but there is now needs to be this confrontation with many things, so that you bring back a situation where you have to choose between difficult choices. Moon and sun in the horoscope, in the chart, being in square means that one sign, the sign of the sun, wants a completely different thing from the sign of the moon. And this balancing thing is a lot more difficult than in your case, for example. Yeah, they were not very compatible, the earth and the fire, but they can make it work. They're not in that square situation. Well, in her case, Gemini and Leo could be a bit... So actually, Gemini and Leo are not in a square, technically. In her case, it is because Leo is just entered, and the angle happened to be like that. But so it's not exactly that bad, to be honest, because the signs themselves can still work together. They're very extroverted, both of them. They're very, potentially passionate about what they do. So I can think of many ways in which you can give the two of them what they want, which may be another reason why your parents are also bad together, because the signs are actually not incompatible. The angle is. Yeah, so the angle may put you in a situation that you fight with other people, external life, outside life. Like institutions, authorities.
Yeah, I can imagine that a bit.
If you get into this
Maybe.
kind of disagreement, it may not be so bad, but disagreements with usually people that are over you.